I saw a compensation recently from Starbucks to a delivery driver. They had to pay him $50 million after a hot tea or hot coffee spilled on his lap. Michael Garcia, who was a delivery driver, went to Starbucks in Los Angeles and wanted to get 3 cups of coffee or tea. Paid for the drinks, and then the drinks came out on a container. 3 cups. One of the cup was not secured properly according to investigation. And when the case was being heard in court, in the process, this hot cup of tea or coffee spilled on his lap, affected his genitals. Since 2020, eventually, judgment was passed and Starbucks was ordered to pay $50 million to Michael Garcia for the injury that he suffered, the disfiguring, and there was a nerve damage, and there was a degree burn. Layers of his skin was affected, and the trauma he went through, he suffered post-traumatic stress and loss of enjoyment of life. When I saw this case and the amount that was awarded, straight away I thought, how hot was that cup of tea or coffee? But I found out it was 82 degrees centigrade. Hot. 82 degrees centigrade. Water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. That's the boiling point of water. For you to not have a cup of tea or coffee that is that hot, a lot of consideration should have been taken into account. The barrister who was passing these 3 cups of coffee to this customer should have checked carefully, because sometimes we want to offer service. We know the consumer has been patiently waiting, and we want to make things faster because that is the thing with drive-through. You can have like 20 cars waiting to place their order, and the drive-throughs and the staff who work in those areas want to ensure that things are done quicker at a faster pace, because these kind of service will give good reviews. You want positive reviews. You don't want people to leave messages on Starbucks review page for Los Angeles branch and say they are too slow. I ordered 3 cups of coffee and it took 20 minutes. They are very much aware. It's a brand, it's a business, it's a corporation. They are very much aware of reviews. So they want to get things moving quicker. But at the same time, that comes with a bit of a risk, because you have to make sure the staff are trained up to the required level and standard to cope with such pace, speed, precision, delivery, execution. You have to make sure you have the right people who can execute and deliver that quality service. So in the process, he had to take Starbucks to court. As much as Starbucks did not want to accept responsibility, because they were saying it was out of our hands. He ordered the drinks, we handed the drinks to him, so it was out of our hands. And Starbucks was also saying the amount that was awarded was excessive. they did not agree with the amount of compensation that the judge awarded to Michael Garcia because they thought it was too much. If the negligence is from your end, this is the thing with compensation and court. If you, as a corporation or a business, because the CCTV footage clearly showed that obviously one of the cup was not secured, hence the reason why the tea or coffee spilled on his lap or on his skin. And with the injury suffered in this accident or incident, is a life-changing injury. And when you have life-changing injury, there is no amount of money that can fix that type of damages. Imagine 3 layers of your skin removed. There is no amount of money that can fix those type of damages. He lost that aspect of the injuries that was suffered, which is loss of enjoyment of life. Loss of enjoyment of life. Most of you would know what I'm trying to say, because the hot tea spilled on his genitals. Surely there is a loss of the ability to enjoy life the way he used to enjoy life. Starbucks as a business or as a corporation is worth maybe 100 billion or 150 billion or thereabouts. So this sort of incident, you're supposed to just pay straight away and go and train your staff, because there's so many things I've seen, especially in the food industry, beverages industry, tea, coffee, those industries, hospitality with baristas. There are things I've seen when in the past, when I would watch the Undercover Boss. There was a show on one of these television stations. It's about Undercover Boss. I used to watch it previously. In the past, long time ago, I've seen Undercover Boss USA, Undercover Boss Australia, and I used to see things that some of these employees or staff do behind the scenes. And sometimes they don't even know their CEO disguised to come just to try to know why things are not working properly, or why there's an issue with the amount of business expenses or business cost or operational cost or waste. They don't know the CEO disguised to come and see. And I can tell you some of this stuff I see behind the scenes, and I just thought, why would someone do this? You've been given business standard operating procedure, but you are going against you're going against the operating procedure because you have your own way of doing things. It doesn't work that way. If you own a company, surely you can do that. Because with this Starbucks in Los Angeles, I'm thinking, what has the manager said to the staff? Has the manager given them some form of instructions to say, quick? But quick should come with check. Now you've cost that branch $50 million. For what? Positive reviews? To get positive feedback? To get tips from customers? Because on the other side, or on the other party side, whoever gave the drink will feel a little bad. They will feel bad, because if the man is saying these are life-changing injury, that barrister will feel bad that incident occurred under their watch or during their service or giving that service to the customer, they would feel really bad. I've seen so many compensations in America, but this is a huge compensation. I know McDonald's has compensated in the past, but this one is a big compensation. So imagine the type of injury that was involved in this case. And the jury agreed and said, yes, these are life-changing injury. Mr. Garcia is traumatized. He is going through a period of trauma, and he's lost the losses in this case. For those of you who are working as baristas, waiter, waitresses, be very careful. Health and safety is real. Put these things first, and make sure your customers, you look after your customers. Think of the customer. I know people think of review or think of the customer.